So today we're going to tell you a little bit about who we are, Broadview Networks as a whole. We're going to talk about what we do and what services we provide to our customers and how we go about that. We're going to talk a little bit about tips on developing a strategic technology plan and why a strategic technology plan is important for an organization and how we recommend an organization goes about it. Talk a little bit about cybersecurity best practices. Cybersecurity obviously is on top of many people's minds. Depending on what level you are in an organization, it may be more or less on your mind, but if it's not on your mind, it should be, because it's something that we are seeing impacting every type of organization of every size. And we're going to talk a little bit about how we help people achieve proficiency and efficiency with Office applications. The Microsoft stack of products, Microsoft 365, Office 365, and even the on-premise products are something we have a lot of familiarity and experience with. But first, we're going to get an introductory message from Dexter, our CEO, our Chief Canine Executive Officer.
This is Dexter, our office dog. Dexter is the CEO, Canine Executive Officer. Dexter starts his day by greeting everyone. He then presides over a few meetings. Dexter likes to visit the fitness room to work up an appetite before lunch. Taco Tuesdays are his favorite. Afternoons are spent playing with his favorite toy. Every day is a great day with Dexter in the office. So this is Dexter, our office dog.
Yeah, thank you very much to Dexter for participating in that video. He is our office dog. He's in the office usually about a day a week, and he certainly makes it an enjoyable experience for everyone. So just to introduce ourselves, Broadview Networks was founded by the three original members of the team: Michael Orloff, our president, and Tyson Choptain, our executive vice president, myself, and David Reimer, our sales director. We have approximately 34 employees. We started in 2002, so we're very proud to be celebrating our 20th year this year, and you'll see that on my background, and we've been doing quite a bit this year to celebrate this being our 20th year of operation. We serve Manitoba as a whole. We even dip into Saskatchewan a little bit, into northwestern Ontario. We have customers that have their home base somewhere here in Manitoba, but have locations outside of Manitoba. We support those as well. We have customers in Churchill, some of the other northern communities in Manitoba, and we go right down to the US border to support customers that might be as close as there. You'll see on this slide, we have a number of awards, and that's not just to brag, although we are very proud of the awards that we've achieved. Some of these awards are done year over year, and we've been on some of these awards for many years. And CRN Tech Elite 250 and MSP 500, those show continued regular ongoing growth, and that we have grown year over year and show sustainability within Broadview Networks as a whole. We're also very proud that in 2021, we were awarded one of Manitoba's top employers. When we were by far the smallest organization by company size that won that recognition. So that was a real matter of pride for us as an organization for how we work with our customers and our staff and how we operate our organization. We are focused on driving business outcomes with technology, and I'll get a little bit more about how we do that in a moment. First, I want to talk a little bit about what we do outside of just delivering, customers solutions and proper support services to customers and helping them be more productive. We also give back to the community to ensure the entire community is more productive. We've participated in a number of different programs over the years. We were very proud to participate as an official supporter of tennis in the 2017 Canada Games. We provide a breakfast program for one of the local schools that has a lot of children that don't get breakfast in the morning. We've given to pet shelters. We do blood drives on a regular basis. We've given to Breast Cancer and Heart and Stroke Foundation, but we also give our time. We've done the Adopt a Highway Litter Control program for many years. And recently, we actually participated in the United Way of Winnipeg's Social Purpose Innovator Program. And really what this was is it's a chance for organizations to really align what they do to social purpose. The United Nations has their sustainability goals. There's 20 sustainability goals to help ensure that we do all we can to make sure that everyone on the planet can survive as best as possible and do as best as possible. And that social purpose innovator process really helped us have that alignment to what we do on a regular basis. So coming out of that process, we actually align to 3 key areas related to what we do every day. One was cybersecurity. Obviously, the impact of cybersecurity can be devastating to both an organization from a cost perspective, but depending on the type of organization, if it's a power company, for example, it could have a huge impact on a community or a larger group if the power is unavailable. And surprisingly, it can even take longer to get back up and running than when we have a physical disaster that takes power out. Physical disasters just take manpower to fix, and they can be done with just more people. Cybersecurity events, you can throw all the people you want at it, but depending on how much the damage was and what was lost, it could be a long time to recover. Equality is really important to us. You know, IT, information technology in general, has generally been a male-dominated area, and we want to help make sure that we provide the best opportunity for people from all genders, all races, all walks of life to participate in what we enjoy and love doing every day. And, you know, as part of the environment and giving back to, you know, the community and the planet really as a whole, carbon footprint is important. And while the average company's data center, their servers and their switches aren't a massive amount of carbon footprint, they do contribute. And moving customers to cloud services and consolidating work that they do down to simpler systems and simpler business processes can help with that carbon footprint reduction for everyone. So just an overview of Broadview Networks. As I mentioned, we're in our 20th year of operation, and we have 34 people across 2 locations. I'm in our downtown location where we do our training services out of, and our main location is on Taylor, and that's where the majority of our support staff work out of. But we really believe on 2 key tenets of how we operate, and that's productivity through technology and productivity through learning. So the productivity through technology is really based on our managed services. And with that managed services in place, we're able to help make sure that customers' environments are running properly, operating efficiently, and that people are able to do the most they can with their computers all the time, every day. Our Broadview Academy with productivity through learning, we provide a number of different types of courses: Microsoft Office, business process courses, and then workplace skills courses. And those can really help people bump up their knowledge and capability so that they can more effectively use their technology or deliver the functions they do within their job. And the real goal is to help make everyone more efficient. We want to improve that productivity. We want to reduce the risk that people are exposed to, and we want people to be able to leverage IT as a competitive advantage. I mean, we work with our customers. Our customers are organizations, companies, nonprofits, whatever they might be, but it's the people in those organizations that need the support and need to be able to produce what they want or what they need every day, utilizing technology to do that. So we really provide key information technology services. As I mentioned, the base of that is our managed IT support services. That's where we're able to make sure that your systems are running and operating as best as possible. And if by some chance they're not running the way they're supposed to, having the necessary support resources, help desk, and on-site support that you need when things aren't working the way they're supposed to. Cybersecurity has become an important focus. We have a dedicated cybersecurity team that's involved in both assessing and reviewing customers' cybersecurity needs, providing the necessary services, solutions, and configurations to improve your cybersecurity, and then being able to do ongoing oversight of your cybersecurity posture and continuously reviewing, assessing, and making improvements to any cybersecurity gaps or risk that you may have. We also do, as I mentioned, our Broadview Academy as technology and workplace skills training, which is a key part of achieving that productivity. And then we have our business process automation services. And that's really focused around getting the most out of a number of different tools and capabilities that organizations have at their disposal, primarily the Microsoft 365/Office 365 stack of services. So Exchange Online and SharePoint and Teams and all of the other components that go with that bundle of services, and really leveraging that and starting to utilize those tools to improve your business processes and take, manual business processes or very cumbersome business processes and streamline them and leverage technology and some automation and even some AI to make those processes easier and more dynamic for your organization. When we talk about our managed services, we really break it down into two sort of levels. We have our complete view, which is really focused on providing that direct IT support to all of your organization, whether it be through a specific staff member or direct to all of your staff members. It's really designed for companies that don't have any dedicated IT people. And our job is to act as your IT department on your behalf. We give you detailed reporting that's designed more for the C-level executives, and we provide that ongoing support, renewals management, so you don't miss any warranties or support information, and then the regular day-to-day IT support services when people are having any challenges with either their applications or their systems that they use. Our IT Assist leverages our managed services tools to expand what an organization that has IT staff has available to them. So with our tools in place, they're able to get more information and more data to be able to do their own support for the staff and then escalate to us for any items that require any type of escalation. Our managed IT is really built around remote monitoring and management. And often when I'm talking about this, I liken it to OnStar. So, if you have a car and it's got any real-time telemetry information, you may be able to read that on your smartphone, or they may contact you when something happens with your car. Sort of the next level beyond just having a check engine light. Check engine light's great, but it doesn't tell you why the check engine light came on or what's going on there. When our system sees a check engine light, we're seeing real-time information as to what could have caused that check engine light on your computers, on your servers, on your network equipment. And we'll be able to provide proactive communication back to you as to what type of a problem it may be, and then be able to help resolve that problem and deal with the root cause analysis to get whatever problem is there fixed and resolved as quickly as possible. So we have 24/7, 365 monitoring of those alerts. We have server monitoring with crucial services. We have automated application updates. So we patch your operating systems, patch your critical applications from our automated system and our system managed by our technical staff. We can restart services, we can generate tickets and escalate those tickets, and make sure everything is running the way it's supposed to, and then get notified whenever anything isn't running the way it's supposed to. And our team will use the alerts generated and the information and data that this system has to help provide that support to our customers. The system also actually does some automatic remediation for the benefit of the customers as well. So, for example, Print Spooler is the service that needs to be running on your workstation to be able to print. If that service isn't working, you can't print. Even if the printer is working perfectly fine and Microsoft Word that you're trying to print from is working perfectly fine, it's sort of that magic piece in the middle that makes that print happen. Well, our system can detect if something like Print Spooler isn't running properly. And then if it's not running properly, it creates a ticket. It attempts to resolve it by restarting the service. If it's successful, it closes that ticket, but we have that record that it happened, so we can refer back to that if it becomes a recurring problem. And then if it doesn't solve the problem, it escalates that ticket to our support staff to then follow up and remediate that problem directly, either on our own without having to interrupt any of your users, or potentially with the user, depending on what the issue might be. So it's really that complete holistic monitoring and review of your environment. And that's augmented with our support desk. So a team of trained, qualified, and skilled individuals that take care of any add, move, change requests, new people coming on board, people leaving, any incidents that we see. So you contact us whenever there is an actual specific problem that we're not aware of yet, or event alerts that we see where we have an alert from those management systems I was talking about, and then providing that 24/7 on-site critical response. If there's a power outage or there's a system that's down, like a server that's down, we're available to provide that critical response as needed. Our cybersecurity services are built on in-house staff that have detailed and very involved security certifications. It's aligned to the CIS, the Center for Internet Security Framework, as the standard. That's an organization that's worldwide. It's not tied to any one country. It's not tied to any one organization. It's cybersecurity professionals all over the world came together and formed this group as a way to make sure that there is a independent, agnostic review of cybersecurity. And our certified individuals are certified in both the CIS, Cybersecurity Information Security Professional, also certified in Information Security Manager and Information Systems Auditor level of certifications. With that, our staff and team understand both how to understand a customer's security needs, assess a customer's security needs, report on a customer's security needs, deliver those security needs, and manage that process properly. One of the ways we provide that is our virtual information security officer. So larger organizations that have a whole team of IT people, they may or may not have a CIO and a CTO. They often will have a chief information security officer as well, a dedicated person that's doing the oversight and review of that organization's cybersecurity practices and services. And we provide that as a service to our customers in a fractional format. So you're not paying the full-time cost of someone, you're paying a portion of a cost of someone that's shared amongst multiple customers, delivering that security review and oversight functionality. We also do security policy writing, compliance management. We can help customers understand where their gaps are if they need to be compliant because of specific regulations within the industry they're in, or if they want that compliancy for cyber insurance compliance, or if they want that for their own peace of mind to make sure that their organization has a proper security strategy. We're backed by a 24/7 security operations center for the services that generate alerts and need review for any cybersecurity events or potential risks in the environment. As I mentioned, our training services, we have a full training center. We do training both on-site here in our training center. We do it online via Teams. We do hybrid, where some people are in the classroom, some people are at home or at their office. And then we do on-site training in customer sites as well. Either if they have the necessary equipment, we also have a mobile lab that we rent for that purpose. And again, as I mentioned earlier, there's both application, Microsoft Office, for example, Crystal Reports, QuickBooks training, also workplace skills training. So time management, conflict resolution, leadership management, project process, a variety of different workplace skill sessions as well. Business process automation. So really, when we talk about business process automation, we talk about leveraging the technologies that are part of the Microsoft/Office 365 stack, SharePoint, Power BI, Teams, Exchange Online, and leveraging those technologies to improve how you go about achieving outcomes that you're doing usually in a more manual process today. Some examples of what we've done for some customers in the past, customer had a safety form. So every time there was a safety incident, someone filled out a safety form. It was all handwritten. It then went to the safety officer. That person then took those handwritten notes and typed them into Microsoft Excel, and hopefully they could properly understand what someone had written down. and then they would take that information, have that Excel, and then they would create Excel spreadsheets, and they would email those Excel spreadsheets out to all the management once a week. We took that, we turned into an online form, so there's some control about what data can and can't be entered. It's not just open text that people can just type whatever they want in. There's no risk of data errors in transposing data from a paper form into an online form or into an online document. So that happens right at the beginning. And then we're able to do some pretty powerful reporting based on the information that's brought in, whether it be gathered manually, whether it be gathered automatically. It's a variety of different ways we can bring data in and then report on that data. We're also able to develop SharePoint sites and workflows that go with data that sits in SharePoint, so that if you have a process where someone creates a document and then someone else needs to review that document before someone else sends that document out or does something else with it, we can build in workflows to help make that process easier so that people get notified when it's their turn to review the document or update the document, and then the last person that needs to review it gets notified when everybody else has done their portion, simplifying and reducing everyone's time to get that task completed. We support a broad range of companies. We really aren't focused on any one specific type of organization because the services we provide really work for anyone that has computers, which these days is pretty much everyone, and growing in most or many organizations. So we have a wide range of experience supporting both for-profit organizations, not-for-profit organizations, organizations that are somewhere in between, across a wide range of different industries. One of the things that's really important when you have a managed services solution, and really even if you don't, but when we provide a managed services solution for you, is having a strategic technology plan, having a vision of what you want to achieve with IT. You know, what does the business want to achieve as business goals? So what are your business goals? What do you want to accomplish? And then how do we help make sure and ensure that technology helps line up to and match those goals? So you define your business challenges and goals. We help align those business challenges and goals to IT solutions that can help achieve or assist in achieving those business challenges and those business goals. We budget with costs of understanding one-time costs and ongoing costs that go with any new service or solution you're going to put in place to help achieve those goals. And then we establish a budgeted timeline so that you can see when those costs are going to impact your organization, both immediately for the one-time costs and or long-term if there's recurring costs for any new services or solutions you're going to implement. And it really helps build a plan. There's recommendations we're going to make. We're going to see those recommendations. We're going to suggest this should be done. And then the customer is going to give feedback. Well, that doesn't make sense to do now, or there's reasons why it makes sense to do it later. And let's discuss the business and IT impact of when we want to do that change or implement that new solution or that new technology. And then you want to perform this on a regular basis, either quarterly or biannually, depending on what level of service you're on, and helps the organization understand, you know, a vision of where to go and what order to do things with. Just as a takeaway, you know, some cybersecurity best practices that we're recommending because of the either requirements we're seeing from cyber insurance, from regulators, or just what we're seeing as a best practice for organizations to ensure that cybersecurity is a reduced risk for their environment. First is establishing security policies. You know, for years we've all had, you know, employee policies. We've had potentially information technology policies saying what people should or shouldn't do on their computers. But security policies really go way beyond that. It's really understanding what kind of data you have, how you have it, how you store it, how you control access and restrict access to it, how you back up data, how you ensure that that's in place. And then, you know, an incident response plan and a process for responding to a cybersecurity incident. We no longer see cybersecurity incidents as an if, it's a when, and it's a when and a how bad. And the more prepared you are as an organization up front with proper policies, proper solutions, and proper services in place, the less eventful, the least downtime, and the lower cost you'll have from a cybersecurity incident. to help you understand where you be and where you should be spending your time and energy when it comes to cybersecurity. Yeah, it's great to have data leakage prevention policies, but before you worry about having data leakage prevention policies, let's make sure you don't have wide open VPN access that's easily exposed or allows you to be compromised. Before applying for cyber insurance, have an external scan performed, because we've seen a lot of organizations be just refused cyber insurance because the cyber insurance company did an external scan. That external scan may not have been very accurate to what the organization actually had going on, and the insurance providers go, nope, you're a risk, we're not going to provide to you. And a very simple scan up front can help fix a lot of those little issues that show up and set off red flags for the insurance providers when they're actually not that big a concern. Inside your organization, remove excessive administrative rights, both on-premise in your server environment and then any cloud services that you're using. You really want only the people that need to have administrative level rights to have administrative level rights, and best practices, no users have administrative rights, and you have separate dedicated administrative accounts that people use for administrative purposes. Multi-factor authentication should be on everything, whether it be remote access into your environment, whether it be access to cloud services. Every single thing that someone external could potentially get access to with a username and password should have some form of multi-factor or second factor authentication, whether it phones you, whether you have an app on your phone, whether you have a little token where it's got 6 digits that come up, something to identify you beyond just your username and password, because your username isn't hard to figure out. Your password may not be very hard to guess, but that second factor of authentication isn't something that someone external can easily emulate or steal. Store backups in the cloud. Get your backup data off-site, out of your environment, so that if you are compromised with a cybersecurity event, your backup data isn't compromised as well. The bad guys are smart. They know that they'll usually be in your environment long before you actually have the event that you see take place. And they know to go look for the backups and encrypt or put the backups at risk first. If those backups are in a cloud separate from your on-premise environment, done the right way, then we call it an air gap technology. Just like an air gap in a window, there's space between your primary data and your backup. And if someone gets to your primary data, they can't get to your backup data. So that's really important. And leveraging modern endpoint protection. This is going beyond traditional antivirus. Traditional antivirus is signature-based. I know something is bad or I don't know it's bad. Whereas modern endpoint protection is anomaly-based. I think something might be bad. I don't like what it's doing. It profiles an application and what it's doing and its behavior and can shut it down because it's doing something different than what it should do. And those endpoint protection services are backed by a 24/7 security operations center in best practice. So you should have that in place. And when you have that SOC in place to, back up that endpoint protection, there's someone dealing with the real-time alerts and being able to actually get in and troubleshoot the problem and lock down any cybersecurity exposure to as few systems as possible. The most important thing is training your users. They are the weakest link. We can put all the cybersecurity solution in your environment in place, and while they'll all help with the, reduction in the potential of being impacted or help reduce in the downtime or the depth of a risk of a cybersecurity event, the best thing we can do is prevent it up front. And the best way to do that is to train your users to make sure that they're doing the right things when they're using their computers. So one of the things we do with Broadview Academy is we actually provide learning assessments to our customers. And as a thank you to you spending time with us today, we'd like to offer how a learning assessment might help your organization. So you send an email to solutions@broadviewnetworks.ca with the subject learning assessment, we'll provide you with a free assessment. So it's a form, an Office 365 form that goes out to your staff. They fill in, for different applications or workplace skills training, if they feel confident or less confident or they don't use it. Once we get that data back, we're able to give you back reporting telling you this is how many people needed communication, teamwork, problem solving, and then here are the application level training results that line up with an important grid of high, medium, or low priority, depending on the individual and what level of training they might need. And then if you decide you want to take advantage of training, you have the information to help make that decision. We do different types of webinars like this on a regular basis. We encourage you to come to our website, to our events section, to see both what we have coming up and also to be able to go back and watch any previous ones we've done. I talked about cybersecurity. We've had a number of different cybersecurity sessions in the past focused on overall cybersecurity risk for small business, how to reduce the cybersecurity risk of external vendors, how to improve your cybersecurity insurance application. We've talked about business process automation, IT support services, a wide range of different videos and webinars on what we offer, what we do, and how it can benefit you, whether it's direct through our services or just learn from the webinar.